Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? Just let me know if the microphone is working after Saturday's experience where I didn't turn it on for the first 5 minutes. I don't want any of that again. Just ping in the chat there if it's all okay. Steam, how are you? Thanks for coming in, mate. Good to see you. Mr. Farrer, of course. Hello there. Relaxing with a chilled Indian Pale Ale. Oh, I tell you, it's that kind of weather still, isn't it? Bit of a storm last night up here, but back to the usual today. Nice and warm. J. Luke, how you doing? Daniel, good evening. Microphone sounds good. Brilliant, excellent. Rick Star, how you doing? Long time no see. Good. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're all well. It's patch release day. We knew this was coming, didn't we? But I don't think we knew what date it was going to be released. It was a bit of a surprise, actually, even for me when I saw it before come up on the forum. So the biggest thing for me is that they've added all these Class 33 services. So as you know, the Class 33 was a DLC for a DLC. So first you had to have West Somerset, and then the 33 came out sometime later. Lovely little engine, it really is, but it was crying out for a bit of a thrash somewhere else, and so this is the first set of services we've got, timetable services, outside of West Somerset Railway. So you can see I've not tried it yet. I do believe there is one thing we need to do, which is release the brakes in the rear 33 of this consist. I think it's a little bug that there is at the moment, so we'll give that a go. But what I'm going to do is, you can see here we've got port 1, 2, 3. It looks like going out in the morning, and then we've got port 4, 5, and 6, which is coming back in the evening. So let's do ports 1, 2, and 3. Depending on the timings, I might try and run from part 1 straight into part 2 without coming back to the menu, but sometimes there's a gap of a few minutes wait in between. So depending on what the gap is, I'll decide whether to hang on or just nip in and out back into the menu. Sometimes it's quicker just to do that, although for realism, you want to sort of stay in the game, don't you, really? So anyway, without further ado, we've got dynamic weather on, 20th of June, the weather's clear. Let's get started. Thanks for coming in, though. I appreciate it. I don't know how many of you guys own the 33, but if you do, you're probably in for a treat with this one. Drive this ECS railtour set from Rochester to Sittingbourne, then run the locomotive around at Sittingbourne. Okay. Pretty good. Alright, oh, okay then. It started us kind of in the middle of nowhere, but that's fine. Right, so this Kentish one hasn't got the rear 33, so we're okay. It must be the other one, it must be the Medway one that has got a rear 33. Anyway, what we'll do is, whilst we are waiting, it's giving us some time to get set up. We'll put the destination blind on, instrument lights. We definitely don't need the cab heater, so we're not going to bother with that. Let's put the master key on, of course. We'll go into forwards. Over here we have got the lights, so we'll set the left to white, headlight, and the right to white. This is the AWS. So that's done. Now let's set the number on the front. So given the channel name, we will set this to 57, I think, on the old head code. There we go, perfect, all ready to go. So we've got the marine coaches, plenty on board. Who's that going past? Oh, it's underneath us, look. Nice. So we're still waiting. There we go. Right, let's get the brakes off. I'm really looking forward to this, you know. Having had to drive this at the very slow speeds of West Somerset, it's going to make a nice change to do this. The first stretch of this, 11 miles. Farah says, check the patch notes after you gave me the heads up, says the brakes things for Medway. Right, I've got it. Yeah. Kraza, how you doing? How's your PS5, Kraza? 33 hasn't been done in ages. You're absolutely right, yeah. I like seeing some of the older releases. It's a nice change. It is. 822, you're all good. Brilliant. Having a chilled evening on Scenario Planner. Brilliant. Yeah, I did run yours, Steam, on Sunday night. The one on Northern Trans-Pennine. Good one. I know you said you were going to update it, but I ran the one that you had up there already. The other thing about, you mentioned Scenario Planner. This train is not in the livery designer yet, which is a shame because I'd like to have the BR Blue one. Actually, we're in a bit of new track here, aren't we? We usually go off down there, don't we? So that's a new bit of playable track there. There's the submarine. So this is a perfect little loco for chilling out. I do like doing these rail tours across all the different DLCs that we've got. Always love the rail tours. Always a nice surprise when a new route comes out and we've got rail tours. I did see in the patch notes as well about the Class 43 from Midland Main Line. We might see some of those potentially coming past us in AI, I think. Unless that's only down at the St Pancras end, not sure. Probably is, isn't it? Anybody who knows this route can let me know. But I did see that Class 43 is on there. If you've not seen the patch notes yet, I have put them in the description. Hopefully you can see them there. Going through Rochester New Station, I might add. Updated version coming out at the end of July. Right, excellent. I'll look out for that then. Rick Star, you use this route on a Saturday when you go to watch football. Oh, excellent. What team do you go and watch? Not Gillingham. You don't go and watch Gillingham, do you? Not that there's anything wrong with Gillingham. I have been to Gillingham to watch the football. Many years ago. I've been to watch Preston play at Gillingham. That's a long old trek, that. Gillingham, yeah, there you go. Is it still the Priestfield Stadium, or is it something else now? A lot of them change the name, don't they? I shall actually be travelling on this line in August. I'm going from St Pancras, so I'm going to get to go in the Javelin for the first time ever. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Going on a little trip. That'll be weird. That'll be weird travelling down this line, having played it so long in Train Sim World. It'd be quite spooky actually. Depending how close it is to reality. You probably know that, Rick Store. If this is a good match to this route. Yeah, that's going to be strange. This is Chatham, home of Dovetail. The good thing about this is that this rail tour is split up into pieces. It's not just go one way, come back the other way. There's actually, you know, it makes up a few services of different lengths, so you can run the whole thing as we're doing, or you can just do a piece of it, which is quite nice. And I'm hoping the 33 appears on, you know, future UK routes as well. That'd be great. The layering has started to take shape, hasn't it, recently? And we're getting more and more. So you think, you know, if you buy the DLC, you think, right, okay, this is what's in it, and then suddenly, wow, there you go. If you own this, you can now use it on here, and you're getting a bit more money's worth out you out of the other DLCs you've bought previously, so it's quite good. But yeah, this is a local DLC, but as I said, it's one of the ones that is tied to a route, so you will need West Somerset to get hold of the 33. All the new local DLCs, of course, are independent as of the last sort of couple. It's still the Priestfield Stadium, excellent, yeah, because there's not many keeping the name these days, is there? Rochester Station was spot on, that's good to know. Yeah. As I mentioned in a previous video, this is why I'm looking forward to the Glossop route as well, because I know Manchester Piccadilly so well. I could do a video just on the TSW version of Manchester Piccadilly alone, I think. I know my way around there. As I do with Manchester Victoria, but Victoria, of course, is set back in time. It looks a whole lot different these days. With the arena on the other side and the trams coming in. Farah, this is one of your preferred routes now. Plenty of variety with the branches and layers. Exactly, yeah, it is, yeah. And you can do what you want, can't you? You can go in the Javelin high speed. You can do the Ashford run, which is really high speed, without any stops. That's quite nice. I do quite enjoy those. Or you can do stopping services or these rail tours. So you're right, yeah, they've really worked on this one, haven't they? That's Gillingham. Where is the ground then, Rick Starr? Is it to the right or to the left? I don't think we can see it, can we? That's not it, is it? Is that it? No, that's just a building, isn't it? I thought that was maybe one of the stands. I can't remember actually how far it is from the train station. It's been many, many years. And I think because we went back down by car, I think we parked somewhere. We went past the train station. I remember us going past the train station, but we parked a bit further on somewhere. It should be to the right, but doesn't look like it's there. You can usually see the floodlights got you. Yeah, because on Spirit of Steam, Crew football ground is it's a Crew station, isn't it? And you can see it. You can see it on Spirit of Steam. You can see the stands. (5 to 10 minute walk from the station. I see. What I did plan to stream tonight, actually, before this patch came out, this kind of changed things. I was going to stream the Baby Bullet on the Peninsula Corridor because I'd not been on the Peninsula Corridor, I don't think, on the PS5 version at all, because I was waiting for various updates to come out for that before I tried it. But last night I thought, what the heck, I went on, ran the Baby Bullet, really enjoyed it. So I plan to do that tonight, so we'll probably do that as the next TSW stream, I think, because we don't do much US stuff and we should. RG Rampage, good evening, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Thanks everybody for the likes, as always, much appreciated. So it's not bad, this is it, we get up to some speed for a change. It's quite nice. Let's look outside while we're here on this straight. Oh, it looks good, doesn't it? Looks good, sounds good. What's not to like? If this is your favourite route just got a whole lot better. So I'm hoping that many of you do own this, the 33. At the West Somerset, of course, where this one is from, was the first DLC that was released on console back in 2018, would you believe? September it was. I remember quite clearly because I was chomping at the bit for it to come out. In those days, PC got the DLC first, so they'd had West Somerset for a couple of months, so all the footage was out there, and I was watching the footage thinking, oh, I just want to get on this now. There's a Class 47 on this. This is great. Look at West Somerset, and you know, I didn't mind the speed. I just thought, what a relaxing route this is. So I was waiting for it to come out. So day one it came out. Took a day off. That was an Avanti Javelin, by the way, that went the other way. Sorry, just to interrupt myself. That's one of the Creators Club's liveries that I've got. And it came out. Took a day off. Played it all day. Had a few issues, as I remember. But DTG and Matt in particular back then was very good, and they soon got those fixed. And I can't remember when the 33 came out in relation to that. I think it was several months later. But yeah, happy days, happy days. 5 years we've had TSW on console. Flies by, doesn't it? Thanks, Farah, for that call to arms. Rick Starr, you haven't played Train Sim World for ages. I've been playing Fernbus a lot. Yeah, have a look at that short that I put out this afternoon. That was quite amusing. A little Fernbus short that I put on the feed today. So we got 2.5 miles to Sittingbourne. We've got our assistant with us today. Now, I can't remember what the braking's like on this 33 because I've not driven it for a while, so we'll see. I'm going to take it very cautiously. Australia 8 wickets down and getting tense. Yeah, I've watched a lot of that, you know. It's been a good match. Pity it rained on Sunday. Oh wow, these brakes. It's okay, we're good. No, it's not me crashing. I wouldn't even be able to make it up. You'll have to see it to believe it. I couldn't make it up, honestly. Right, so we overbraked, but that's fine. That's better than shooting through the red. The red's just there, look. So we'll just wait for these brakes to come off. There's a 465 going the other way. So we'll just move up to this red. I don't know, Steam. I don't know what they've done. This was a big patch of improvements, and that's the first time I've seen that. Actually, it's the first time I've seen it. But on the way into that bus stop, I noticed that, and I thought, if I come back that way back out again, I'll just clip it. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. It is better though, better than it was, but there's still a few things obviously needs doing to it. Just coming into Sittingbourne. So it did say we were going to run the engine round, which is quite nice. The dynamic weather is staying nice and friendly with us. So we should probably be able to coast in now. Although we have got a red coming up once again. Let's see if we can brake properly this time and not come to a complete halt. The thing is, before that video, Rick Star, I actually lightly ran into it just to see if it was there or not, or whether it was just, you know, some sort of ghosting. It was there, all right. It was there. If you hit that at full speed, that's it. You've pranged it. Lovely. That's great, isn't it? Even the track noise. Track noise, birds singing. I didn't know what these were, you know, for a long time. But of course it's telling us what the next signal is. It's giving us like an early warning of what the next signal is. Matching, of course, what it says up there in the top right. So the red has got the sort of hash mark in it go in the same direction. I think I'm right in saying if your next signal is kind of hidden round a corner, that gives you a early heads up what it is. Yeah, I think that roadside thing is fixed, Rick Store, but the tractor isn't. Definitely. Alright, we got a yellow, so we'll make our way to Sittingbourne up Goodsley. That could be the end of the service, actually, this one. No, we've got to run it round, haven't we? I already said that. Forgot about that. I've been back on South Eastern High Speed a lot since we got the Rail Operations Group 37 as well, which is probably my current favourite loco in the game. I love a 37 anyway, as you all know, but something about the way that looks and the livery, just the modernness of it, the up-to-dateness of it. I've been running services up and down here, and you can use it, of course, on services on Midland Main Line as well. And I saw on the forum the Midland Main Line patch for the patch has been released by Skyhook to Dovetail for checking, and then it should be published after that, providing everything's okay. That was on the forums this afternoon. I'm still unfortunately getting a few crashes on Midland Main Line with some services, so that's why I've not showed it off too much at the moment. But once that's fixed, we'll be back on Midland Main Line as well, so we'll do some of those. Alright, coming up the goods loop. This is the other thing as well, I like it when new layers come in and you get to use different parts of the route. You know, the bit at the beginning was new. I think this one, I think the 66 comes down here, doesn't it? Down this one, because it is the goods loop. But there's been other DLCs as well, where layers have meant that little bits of new track have been opened up to us. So, it's all good. So we'll just take it in nice and easy, having experienced these brakes. The graphics look better on this game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anything's been done to them. I know what you mean though. I think it's to do with the lighting, isn't it? It's the lighting improvements. I think have made it look a bit sharper, a bit more detailed. Could be that. Easy we go. Okay, wait till 7:25. That's good. We're pretty much on time then. So, this is where we do the runaround. So let's get it uncoupled. Just need to wait for that to register. Hopefully it's doing it. Is it? Is it doing it? Shall we try and force it? Doesn't want me to roll forward, does it? Let's try it. We'll just roll forward slightly. Right, so we're definitely uncoupled. Let's just check the script. Uncouple 5 vehicles, stop as indicated, and couple again. Yes, we're going around. Now it could be that we've got this red light. Do I need to... No route available. Let's just wait a minute in case it's waiting for some path somewhere. What we should actually do is switch to the local brake. So I release the train brake. Ah, there we go. So if you play this, it's just a waiting game. It's a bit strange, that, isn't it? Because normally, the fact that you've uncoupled is the task it wanted you to do. So really, it should give you a tick at that point, shouldn't it? So if you do play this, just bear that in mind. That's what's happening. We've got the shunt signal. No, we've got a yellow, so we're good. We're good. So in that case, let us go up to the runaround point. Yeah, it took its time. It did. I had a feeling there's a couple of others like that. I can't remember which, but I've seen it before. So sometimes it's worth being patient. I think it's the Wuppertal route, the German route. There's one there that does that. There's a freight train, and you think, I'm waiting forever. And I think you can wait up to 15 minutes. There's just one service in particular, and then the lights change, and then it advances the service. So all the passengers are sat there waiting. Hopefully you've all hit the like button for me, much appreciated. And thanks for coming in and watching. So let's see what the local brake... The local brake's actually alright. The local brake's good. So we're going to run back in. We're going to run to the other end of the train and couple up. Just wait for the instruction. When will our next be live streaming Fernbus? I might do it this week. I'm not sure when yet. So I've got to wait till 7:31. That's fine. I think what I should do is I should probably shut down this cab, shouldn't I? And I should go to the back. So let's put the reverser to off first of all. We'll put the train brake to... Well, we need it in shutdown, don't we? Let's just put it up to there. It's tricky on a controller, that. Local brake. There. Take that off. Let's turn. We'll turn that off. Instrument light switch will turn off. Change that to red. Headlight switch off. and then we'll have to switch ends again officially to come back onto the front of the train. So let's just get out. I might as well do it properly. Yeah, so I don't know what the schedule is yet. I will do something. Oh, by the way, if you're interested, Thursday night, I'm off to watch Bruce Lee in Way of the Dragon at the cinema in 4K. How cool is that? That's going to be awesome. Right, let's set everything back up again. Instrument light switch on. The blind light is on. Set these to white. AWS. It's probably not worth switching the AWS on, but I bet the rules say you have to when you're on the sort of the main line. We'll set this anyway for when we are moving back. So we'll set this to 7 again. Set that to 5. Jason, how are you? Good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming in. Alrighty then, I think we're ready to go. Which brake have I not released? Train brake, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty good, thanks. Yeah. Okie doke, off we go. Ratty, how are you? So we've come this way around, we've left our mate in the back. But it's all good, he can look after things back there. So this is a nice little part of the service, this is part 1 of the Kentish service, or rail tour. In fact, I should be once again using the local brake, shouldn't I really? Okay, this is taking us a strange way. I thought it was going to put us to the right, although it's probably because that train is in the station, isn't it? Probably doesn't want us going anywhere near that guy. There he goes. He was ready to set off. Just played a bit of Munchen. Excellent. You need to run me a DM when I'm done. Yes, send it, yeah, send it. No problem at all. So we're going to stop here and then run back in, couple back up, and we're ready to go. So we'll change ends again. It's all good practice. Yeah, put it on Discord, mate. That's alright. No problem. I always see it there. I'll take a look when I'm done. If that's alright. Okay, so let's put the train brake to shut down. That's that done. So we can remove the local brake, switch off the reverser, take the master key, switch that to red, headlight off, put that on red, safety systems off. Once you've done it a couple of times, it becomes pretty straightforward. Let's move to the back. Actually, we should go this way, shouldn't we? That's probably the safest way to go, then we're not near live rails. Even though our mate is sat at this side, it's fine. How you doing back there? Did you enjoy that little jaunt? Right. So get those on. We've already set the head code, so no need to do that. Let's get it forwards. Let's get these on. We'll do the lights. There we go, all ready to go. So let's get underway. Couple to 5 vehicles, so we've just done the run round. So I'm hoping the signal changes. Trading section ahead. Okay, fair enough. We'll wait for this. Oh, of course, there's is that a javelin? Javelin right in front of me. Well, that's strange because he's gonna come this way, isn't he? So they should let us go first, surely. He's coming this way, surely. Alright, let's just wait. Let's see what happens. This is interesting. I'll keep checking with the signalman. Of course, we can do it with the circle button, or these days we can just press this. It's like a standoff, isn't it? Crash, yeah. How you doing, Popcorn? Why do I get the feeling something's gone badly wrong with this? I can't zoom down there any further. So, you know, it would make, unless there's somebody coming in behind us. Let's have a look. There's somebody coming behind us, so training section doesn't necessarily mean that guy in front, does it? Could be the section behind us. It'll buffer out. Train in front is coming, is it? It's not moved, has it? No, he's waiting. I think this one behind us is going to come through. Then we'll be allowed to pass him when he's in the station. Here he comes. I'm hoping. And then the javelin will be fine to carry on then. I think that's what's going to happen. This guy's obviously got priority. Or is he waiting? Is he waiting at that signal? Right, we're gonna have a real standoff now. If we don't get a green. Right, he stopped. He stopped. Why can't I go? Oh, he's coming. He's coming. Right, okay, so we're still waiting. I thought he'd stopped at a red. It's funny how you sort of suspect the worst, don't you? But actually, this is all by design, which is quite nice when you know it's meant to do this. So once he's gone in, we should be fine. We should be able to cross. Ah, of course, you've tested your beta testing. Yeah. Is that the Sheerness one? That one? That just went in? I mean, if that's the way it's working, I'm all for that. I'm all for the sort of realism. You know, I prefer that. These kind of services are much better, aren't they? Oh, the 4 is the sitting bone Sheerness. Excellent, right. These services are much better, aren't they? Where I don't mind waiting around. You know, this is what you would do, wouldn't you? When there's a busy line that you're on. Things need to get in and out to quite a strict timetable. So, you know, you're a rail tour. You're not the priority. And I'm fine with that. And I'm glad that kind of thing is in the game. So I'm assuming now we need to wait for him to actually load up and leave before we're allowed anywhere near it. The guy driving the Javelin is probably going mad. What is that thing doing in front of me? Oh, it's scheduled to have a 4-minute wait time. Okay, that's good too. How do you find all this out, Jason? Is this just in your script when you're beta testing, or is it per you just know the real timetable? Because this is based on the real timetable, isn't it? Get out of the cab, walk down to the station and back. I could go and get a cup of tea from Traveller's Fur, couldn't I? Or whatever they call it these days, whatever private franchise owns the cafes. Traveller's Fur with the curly sandwiches. Hey, do they still have the machines on the station where you put your money in and you get the chocolate bar out? Used to love them as a kid. Used to pester me dad. I want fruit and nut today, Dad. And tomorrow when we go, I want dairy milk. To be fair to him, bless him, he did used to feel sorry for me and get me a bar. Probably just to shut me up when other people were around on the platform. So we left all our passengers behind there, stranded on the goods loop. They're probably wondering what the hell's going on. Because it's been a while now since we left them. But we'll wait. You've completed. Oh, you've completed it. Oh my word! How many services was that? I often ask that question to you guys, don't I? How do you play the routes? Do you play the route all the way through and do every service and every scenario before you move on to the next one, or do you kind of do the rail journey, for example, then move on to the next DLC, and then just keep hopping back into the old DLCs? Sounds like Jason, you hammer them all the way through. That's some commitment, that is. I remember having to do that for a trophy on the old NEC route on the original TSW. My word, that was a trauma. You had to do that for one of the trophies, and you needed that trophy for the platinum, so you had to do it. And that's not the way I usually play the game, you see, so that was a bit strange for me. Although we did have the workaround, didn't we, where you could hop on the train at the station before, take over control, get to the next station, and it assumed you'd completed the whole service. So it ticked it off. I didn't like doing that, but I did that for some of them in the end, because I can't remember how many 100 services there were on that original one, but there was a lot. So, what time is this SEHS one due back out? Or is he's not coming back this way, is he? Is he coming back this way? Or is he carrying on? He seems to have had a long wait. Hope they all ask for a refund. I guess this is a rail tour, so it's you're going for the journey, aren't you, rather than a timetable service. So I bet there's no SLAs for this. There's no guarantees. I bet they certainly don't advertise you're going to be sat in a goods loop in a coach on your own with no engine. Good job it's not winter, isn't it? There's probably no heating on board if it's winter once the engine disconnects. You finish the South Eastern High Speed first version timetable in 10 weeks, and the 2 timetable you're just over 100 in with about 600 to go. Depending on the route, you batter constantly or switch. Press the 8 cam, zoom up to the SEHS train. Shouldn't come out for 15 minutes. Wow. Yeah, I haven't got a keyboard attached, so I can't press 8, and I don't know what that is on the controller. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's this one. Oh no, it's not that one. I can only go that far. Let's try this one. Nope, it's not that. Right, I really don't know. I don't know where the hell I am now. Ah, there we go. Ah, this must be the 8 cam. This is it. Right, so I mean, this lady here has been waiting, way more than she should. There's us down that end. We've got this guy. Let's check what it says. Uh, 7:55 SEHS on C on time, so he's got 4.5 minutes till he comes back out. So let's check on our guys. Let's just make sure someone's brought him a cup of tea. Oh, they're not bothered, are they? Look, nobody's crying, nobody's called the police. We've got some cool dudes with the caps back to front. It's busy, isn't it? Right, everyone looks good to me. I think it's fine. I don't think we need to worry about them. So we'll leave them sat there. Let's just have a look what's going on here. So many caps. There's a collectible there I've not got. Oh god, I've got inside the train now. Come out. Might be stuck. Okay. Well, it did say 55, didn't it? So, I mean, I'll try. Yeah, training section. Let's wait till 55, and when he comes out, let's see what happens. Officially Tintin's most exciting video. Yeah, sorry about this. I hope this is all part of the cunning plan. It sounds like it might be if he's going out at 55. Maybe we were slightly late getting to this point, but we're pretty much bang on, I think. I mean, our guy here is not very talkative. He's not saying too much. Like how the cab light is just literally a bulb in the ceiling. Right, if it's making you wait for the SEHS train, that needs reporting back because the Javelin will be massively late. Which is on time in southeastern terms. Can you not switch the tracks in the map? No, because that signal there is not a manual signal. That's one by the signal box. Can you see? So there's no option. It's actually... Oh, there you go, another one. It's actually set for us, that. But we've got the red. Actually, there's another Javelin, so... Let's wait till the SEHS one comes out. If it doesn't change after the SEHS one, we'll move on to the second part, and I'll report that back in, because that's obviously not right. And we've got some video evidence as well, of course, which we can look. So we've got another minute just to sit it out, let the SEHS come past, and then we'll see where we are. It was all going so well, wasn't it? The station's pretty busy. Right, we've got half a minute to wait before this guy comes out. I guess the only thing I've done that isn't in the instructions is keep swapping ends for this, but you know, if you're coming all this way back through the station, you need to change ends. It's not a simple reverse, is it? You've got to come all this way out and then change ends, of course, to go back and couple up so that you can see the coupling up. Too risky to try and reverse it. I mean, in the game, you can do that. You don't need to swap ends if you don't want to. It's not going to penalise you for it, but, you know, if you're playing it properly, you should do. And that's the only thing I've done that's not in the instructions. I doubt that would screw it up. Right, so I don't think he's making his way out, is he? Because he wants to come here, surely, and he can't. So let's just ask again. Proceed at restricted speed. Alright. Shall we try it? Is he going to let me through the red? Is that real? Here goes. Grit your teeth. 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, wouldn't you know it? So that is by design then, Jason. That was a long wait, wasn't it? Sorry about you guys that are watching. This is all part of the service, no pun intended. Just keep that in mind if you play this one. I'm interested to know if you do it and you're quicker than I was getting back to the other end. There's the javelin, he's on his way, look. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if there's anything that I did differently. But I don't think so. Yeah, it could be timing. There's that many trains going in and out. It's just, if you're slightly late, you'll miss your opportunity. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think we were really. I think we're kind of alright. Although it did start going a bit funny, didn't it, when we uncoupled the coaches originally, and it didn't give us the prompt right away. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, once we come past here, this guy's on his way. Everything's back to normal. But yeah, if you run it, come back, compare it to this video, and just take the timings at the top. Well, there you go. 7:57. And we're only just coming back in, well, 7:58 pretty much. We're only just coming back in now to couple up. Look at all these trains coming in behind. Look at this. It's all happening. There's a big queue of them going back there, I think. Let's use the local brake, of course. We don't want to ruin it right now. Of course, I was messing with the cameras, so I was right over there. There will be a slight shunt, everybody. Do not be alarmed. Let's change the coupler over. Let's just wait for that to acknowledge. Hopefully it does it a little bit quicker than the last one. There we go. And that's the end of the service. I feel like I've been robbed after all that. That was part 2. When did we switch from part 1 to part 2? That's weird. That's very weird. Right, let's go back to the list. Let's return to timetable. That's very strange because we definitely started on part 1, unless it completely rolled in to part 2. But didn't tell us. There was no wait time. They just split it, and it immediately starts part 2. I don't know. Usually between these parts, I usually expect a little bit of a break or a wait time. But there wasn't, was there? There you go. You see, we haven't completed part 2. That was part 1. I don't know what's going on. You saw it. It said part 2 and we got a bronze. I don't even know why we got a bronze, to be honest, because we did nothing wrong. It was maybe a timing thing. So is it suggesting I was late and I caused a hold up? I don't know. Anyway, let's jump into part 2. So the plan is to do part 2 and part 3. So this one's 7 minutes. This is a short one. The summary screen shows the service after the one. It shouldn't do, should it? It doesn't do that with a normal service, does it? It doesn't. When you finish a service, it doesn't tell you the next one. I don't think it does. I've not noticed it. Okay, so it's swapped ends for us at Sittingbourne to Newington. Okay. Oh, shall we go again? The Bartman, how are you? Looks like you'll be getting the 33 now then. Excellent. Don't forget, you will need The West Somerset, to be able to get the 33, you need the West Somerset. It's linked. The DLC is linked to West Somerset, so hopefully you've got the West Somerset. That's the only caveat I would say. But yeah, the 33 is lovely. Let's get everything back on again, and hopefully we can do a bit more driving now. Safety systems on. Excellent. I think we're in business. Let's just take a quick check outside. Everybody's had enough. They're waiting to go. We have got a red light. Surprise, surprise. There's plenty of traffic in the station, which is probably why. Let's set the head code. Why not? Let's keep with the theme. There we go. I'll move up a little bit. You never know. It may make the light change for us. Sometimes it does. Yoinker, how you doing? Sorry, I missed you there coming in. Hope you're good. No gold medal. No, to be honest, I'm not bothered about the medals. You know, I like to get the trophies, but I'm not too fussed about the medals, to be fair. Oh, it's a bug, is it, Ratty? Right, I hadn't noticed that. 3.2 miles, yes, this is a short part of it. Let's do this. Wait for signal to change. We could be waiting for that guy to leave. Then it'll let us across. Brakes are off. There we go. Right, let's get going. Let's do some distance again. It does look and sound good, doesn't it? The old Sulzer engine. I love all these old diesels. What was the other line to update today? Well, actually, the patch notes, all the patch notes are... well, I've actually only put the patch notes for South Eastern High Speed in the description, but you're right, there was something for the London commuter. I even had a Tees Valley update, a very small one. I don't know what that was, because that wasn't in the patch notes, but I did get an update for Tees Valley. But yeah, there was something done for London commuter. I can't remember what it was. I think it was to do with the passenger information systems, if I recall rightly. If you use the forums, Bartman, it's on the forums. You'll find a full list there. Yeah, so at least by watching the stream, if you do run it and you come across that, you know it's kind of expected. Well, expected to a point. Jason says it might not be quite right, but it does show if you just persevere, if you just hang on. We've had situations before, haven't we, where we've come to a deadlock and there's trains all around us and you've not been able to do anything else but back out. But at least we got through this one. Oh, fixed an issue with wagons not loading 6047 service. Thanks for that, Farah. There you go, Bartman. I know it was only a one-liner. Maybe the PIS update was on this route then, and I read something about PIS. We'll come up to speed because we don't want to hold anybody up. We do have a yellow coming up. It's quite a busy little area, this, isn't it? I wouldn't have noticed before, you know. There's people coming from everywhere. Ah, cool. Thanks, Farah. Double yellow, so we're good. Thank you, Streamlabs. Yeah, don't forget, everybody, hit that like button. And it's much appreciated. That's what I mean about, we talked about the layers before, and like how this has now been layered in. And you know, you're playing up and down on Southeastern High Speed. We've all played it for hours and hours, and you know, it helps you see the route from a different perspective as well, doesn't it? Because I bet you've not had to hang about there at Sittingbourne as much as that, and you know, see the goings on. So it's good from that perspective too. And I don't mind waiting around like that if that's how it's meant to be. As I said earlier, I'm all for it. I think this could have been, if I remember rightly, this could have also been the first Loco DLC for TSW. I'm almost sure it was. Yeah, exactly, Ferry. Yeah, if you know it's not broken, waiting's fine. But it's like I said, we've had that many experiences on different things where we've come up to a red and we don't know if it is a red or it's a bug or how long we should be waiting. You know, because it doesn't say, does it? It doesn't say, you know, in the description for the service, you know, be prepared to have a wait at Sittingbourne for X. You know, if it's got that in the description, you can kind of understand it. A lot of people put that, don't they, in the Creators Club when they've created scenarios. They kind of tell you, you know, expect a lot of yellows, expect a, you know, a wait at wherever it is, and you think, all right, okay, fair enough, and you know it's part of the scenario or service then, so that's fine. So we usually come thundering through this station, don't we? Down the centre there. If you're in the Javelin. Oh, stopped terribly short, look at that. 433 points for that. Terrible stop. After playing it by the book the whole way through the stream. That's fine. This platform's long enough, look. So I think this is the end of this part. Let's test your theory out, Ratty, and see if it tells us the next part on the summary screen. Because that was part 2. I don't think it's telling us anything this time. Wouldn't you know it? So there you go. That's a bug. That should tell us what part that was. It's given us another bronze medal. I mean, apart from the terrible stopping point at the end, I don't see what it was we did wrong there in that one. But let's move on to this last part, which is a longer part. I think this one's advertised at 49 minutes, if I remember correctly. And then we'll finish for tonight. It's been quite an interesting stream so far. Bit of unexpectedness, which is what we like, as long as it's working. Yeah, part 2's done. So we'll do part 3. This is Newington, so we're carrying on now, Newington to Dartford. So that's good. So we get to run up part of the new line that came with the extended Southeastern High Speed. Sorry to say we've got to go through all the setup again, but that's fine. You know the drill. So we'll put that on. We'll put that on. That's the key on. Do the lights. Let's unlock the doors while we're doing it. These are fiddly on the controller. Set the head code. Whoops. There we go. Wait until 08:16. Okay, so we've got about a minute to wait. That's fine. It's moved us up the platform, look. Nice and shiny, isn't it? I do want a BR blue one though. As soon as this goes in the livery designer, I'm sure somebody's going to put out a BR blue one. Let's just check if we're stopping anywhere. We're going to Rochester, Gravesend and Dartford. Let's get the doors closed early, I think. Start releasing the brakes because they take a while. Why have I got traction lock? Oh, there we go. We're good. I thought that was broken then as well. Alright, so first stop Rochester, 7.3 miles. So as we said at the beginning, there is the other 3 parts of this are the same thing but coming back at night time as well. So you get to do it twice. And as well as this one, there is the Medway Explorer as well, which is top and tailed with a 33. And if you do run that one, don't forget you need to go to the rear 33 before you start. Put the train brake into full service and then put it back to shutdown and then go back up to your cab at the front, and it should take the brakes off. That's a bug at the moment, but you'll need to do that or you won't be able to move. Peanut, how you doing? Nice to see you. Thank you for the like, much appreciated. Australia won? You're joking. And tempo on 51 runs. So yeah, I guess if they can do that, then yeah. Oh well, on to the next one. Just trying to see if this is a single yellow. It's not coming to view yet. Hey Lee, how are you? Yep, single yellow. Alright, good. Got a yellow, so we'll continue. We'll just keep it cautious for now. So we have got a 90 down here. I think actually the top speed of this 85, so it can go, can't it? Oh, thanks, Bartman. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, next week, don't forget, we got Glossop line releasing Tuesday for everybody. I'm trying to get it beforehand if I can. Thanks, Bartman. Thanks for coming in. I'll see you next time. Thank you. So we'll try and stream Glossop on Monday if we can, because the ambassadors have been told they can stream it early. So we'll see if we can do that. So I'm looking forward to that one. You splashed out 400 quid for Urcon? Wow. So we're only due in at Rochester at 8:33, so we've got 11 minutes to do 4 miles. So I don't know whether we're going to get held somewhere. We've got a yellow now coming up. Jason says Glossop's looking good. Yeah. I'm going to miss the I'm going to miss the preview on Thursday because I'm off to watch Bruce Lee at the cinema. But I will watch it. I'll probably be late back on Thursday. I'll probably watch it Friday morning. I haven't seen Gloss Up yet. Not seen it at all yet. So I'm really looking forward to it, you know, being localish. Fairly local to you, Lee, as well, if you're still there. I don't know if you're still in, but I know it's fairly local to you-ish. Probably more local to you than it is to me. So, yeah, I am looking forward to that. And we get an official Northern livery, Jason, as well, of course, because I've got yours. I've got yours on the 150. I think I've got Yorkshire lads for the 158. So yeah, the 323 is going to have the real one, the DTG version. So, but knowing your skill, Jason, I probably can't tell the difference between the DTG one and yours. Yours is quite good. Everybody in the chat, if you're looking for good liveries, just while I'm talking about it, have a look on Creators Club for Jason's stuff. Jason PFC, go on there on the Creators Club. Jason created the Tintin 57 livery for me, the one for the 150 that you've seen me driving, and I know some of you have picked it up. So Jason created that for me some time ago, and we've used that, haven't we, in a few streams and a few videos. Yeah, I like your stuff, Jason. Actually, Yorkshire Lad's got some good stuff, and of course Tom Fresco's got some good stuff, you know, scenario wise. Some really nice scenarios. Yeah, this is Southeastern Peanut. It was updated today, and these Class 33 services were included. So if you already own the 33, then you can now run it on Southeastern. So a bit more to do with the 33, which is great, and a bit more to do on Southeastern. Yeah, I'm terrible at both. I can't do liveries either. I haven't got the patience. I'm not artistic enough. That's the other thing. But I've done quite a bit on channel for different liveries, different scenarios, because, you know, those are both really good features. It's from West Somerset, Peanut. Hello. There's the Avanti. That's not one of yours, Jason, is it, that Avanti? I can't remember. You've got another in the works for the 150 at the moment. Excellent. It's not yours, right? Yeah, I can't remember. I've had that one quite a while. I'm desperate for a Pendolino somewhere, you see, so that is the nearest thing I'm going to get to it right now. Until we get some kind of West Coast mainline action, if we ever do. Oh yeah, you did the Bride one, of course you did, yeah. Right, coming up on Rochester, outside this tunnel, we go through the Rochester Old Station. First of all. I love these dials, look at these. I guess there's nowhere really dark on West Somerset, so you don't really see those. That's probably why I've not really noticed them. They look they're quite nice, aren't they, those? Alright, this is going to be interesting. You know what? I'm not proud. I'm going to go into emergency. That's what it's there for, isn't it? I'm okay with that. Mr. Water, how are you? Is it a full route? No, so this is the southeastern that you've already got. I assume you've already got. So it's just layered on. There's just some services layered on. Rail tours. So it's not a new route. So you'll only see these if you already own the 33. Good, very good. Yeah, I think definitely tonight running this, I've appreciated the busyness of this route. When you're flying past at speed, I don't think you really notice it as much. Running something slower, that's not the priority. I've just noticed it that little bit more tonight, so I'm pleased about that. You know, I can kind of appreciate all the work that people like Joe do at Dovetail with the timetabling, etc. This is Chatham. I was thinking I was in the wrong tunnel. I was thinking the old station was right through that tunnel. It's after this tunnel. Correct, Peanut. It's a rail tour, but it's several pieces. So it's a rail tour broken down into pieces, so there's quite a bit of playability actually for the 33. There's a few hours to do. Okay, so this is strange. It's taken us over to the right, probably on the goods loop again. Mr. What, you like South Eastern because you live in Kent? Yeah, it's local then to you, yeah. I take it you guys have been on another stream elsewhere prior to this then? Sounds like. It's fine, Peanut. No, I wasn't. I wasn't asking from that perspective. I just interested that you're all hopping about. I don't mind. I know you always watch them, after the event if you're not there in person, and I don't always advertise when I'm going to do it either. So, you know. All right. So back at Rochester. Correct, Rick Story. Yeah, it does get busy, doesn't it? And because you're running this rail tour, like I said, you see it a bit more. When you're running the javelin, you don't notice because you're the fastest. You don't really notice what's going on around you that much. In real life as well. So everybody's diving off. Let's just double check the schedule again. So Gravesend is next, then Dartford. These guys on the 465 are going to be travelling a little bit faster than we are, but we might get out before him, depends how long his wait time is. Super Sprinter, how are you? Good evening, been working loads so missed most of the streams. Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. As I said just earlier to Peanut, I know you guys always, will watch them afterwards if you miss them whilst they're actually on, so it's all good. I'm grateful for all the support, live or unlive. Okay, we've got to wait for him to go. He's faster than us. $11 likes. Thank you for those likes. So, I'm assuming once he gets out of the section, we'll be good to go. See what I mean? You never get held like this with one of the normal services. Do I use both brakes while stopping the 33? No, I stick to just the train brake when I've got a consist, and the local brake when I'm moving around. So we did a runaround just earlier. I was using the local brake for that, so I'll stick to the train brake. Thanks, Mr. Water, appreciated. So let's take a look, because we've still got a red. Is there anybody coming in? Yeah, we've got one guy coming in across the bridge right now, so we'll just wait for him. He'll be coming into view off the bridge there any second. Here he comes. Excellent, excellent. Thanks, guys. I don't know what happens if you do it twice, Peanut. It might remove it. You know if you've done it because it turns white, doesn't it? If it turns white, you've done it successfully. Just don't hit the one next to it. Okay, let's go while we can. Look at the reflection at the side of the engine. It's great, that. I wish I understood how that worked, you know. I'm just interested to know. Drop it into notch 3 before you release the brakes, it moves quicker. I got you. Black Arrow, good evening. How you doing? Yeah, nice reflections. There is, yeah. Yeah, that furbo's short. Yeah, that's ridiculous, isn't it? I was saying earlier as well, I did test it just to see if it was a ghost tree. You know, it was showing up, but it wasn't actually there. Believe me, it's there. You could crash into it. So if you remember, see to the left there, the track going off up to the left, we started this service up there. So that's a new bit of track that's always been there, but we've never used it. AI services go up and down there. So we started the whole stream tonight just up there. On that viaduct there. Which was a bonus. Tins, yeah, both tins together. I don't know what it is, Peanut, but it looks good. Okay, so we're not stopping here at Strood. We're going right through. And I always forget we're on a bit of a mean hill through this station. You've gone back to driving bin waggons in real life, you're loving it. Yeah, I sometimes wonder how... I live on quite a sort of... It's like a... You know, like a new estate. It's not new now. It's 20 odd years old, but the roads are quite tight. I often wonder how our bin man gets down there, honestly. I don't think I'd fancy it. Especially in winter. Yeah, thanks Jason for coming in. Yeah, I'll check the Discord right after this, and I'll get back to you. If you could only pick one train in TSW 2 and 3, which one would you choose? Oh god. Well, as you've just said, that question's open to everybody, Black Arrow. I'm going to let them answer first, because I need to have a think about that. Oh, I've got so many choices, haven't we? I'm trying to think back now to which ones were just TSW 2. The question, Peanut, was what is your favourite train or loco in TSW2 and TSW3? So all the routes that route in TSW2, and then all the for TSW3, all those that have released since TSW3 has been a thing, or local DLCs. You could ask me that every week, Black Arrow. I might tell you a different thing. Yeah, I already said, you know, at the beginning, I quite like that Rail Operations Group 37. I must admit, I mean, that's a fairly new one, but I quite like it because I like 37s anyway, and that one's like nice and shiny, and I love the livery, and just it feels more solid than the others for some reason, even though it's exactly the same, you know, pretty much the same unit, but. That's a TSW3 one. I like the ICE1 as well. I quite like that for the speed. That's TSW3. And for TSW2, definitely the 31, which came for Tees Valley while it was still TSW2. I'm trying to recall now. Any of those old BR diesels, TSW2. So 37, the Class 40 I quite like, the 45. So that's not answered your question, has it? I've cheated a bit. I've given you a range there rather than a specific one. It's so difficult. I've got so many favourites. Puzzle Peanut says the 66. That's a good one. And the 66, of course, you can use in so many places. Super Sprinter likes the DMUs. Go-to train is the 150. Yeah, you see, there you go. The 150s is one of my go-tos for testing out a new route. Oh, here is the... here's the Maritime 66. I've just missed it. So that's a livery I've got from Creators Club. Yeah, it's difficult to choose. The 101, yeah, the 101's good. Once you know how to drive the 101, it's fine. Yeah, 182, also good. And I said right at the beginning of the stream, last night for the first time in the PS5 version of TSW3, I ran the Baby Bullet on Peninsula Corridor. I loved it. I'd forgotten what that was like to drive. So there you go, Baby Bullet. We like everything, Black Arrow. That's the answer. Bring them all on. I think if you're like me though, you do have your favourites, and you know, depends what mood you're in as to what your go-to is. Because I do like to, you know, use a range of different locos and go across the different routes. And it depends what mood I'm in. I've often said to you guys that, you know, like a Sunday morning, for example, I like to do one of the big freight runs, you know, Sandpatch or Sherman Hill, Cane Creek. You know, some of the services that take a little bit longer to complete. I like to do those on a Sunday morning, because I generally have time to sit about on Sunday morning. During the week, after finishing work, the American freight stuff probably doesn't get a look in, really. Just not got the time. You need to commit a block of time, don't you, really, to complete those. Puzzle Peanut likes the noisy diesels. Yeah, exactly, yeah. comes down to what you play. Comes down to what mood you're in, what you fancy, how much time you've got, and maybe something you've not played for a long time. You've not got the freight routes, Mr. Watts. You mean the American ones? Cajon Pass is good. That's very good. I would say Cane Creek is the weakest of those. I played Horseshoe Curve off YouTube the other night. I've not been on Horseshoe Curve for a long time. I quite enjoyed that. I did a call run. Sherman Hill's quite good. So you need to commit. You need to commit a couple of hours for some of those to be able to give them justice. But they're really nice, sedate drive. Depends on what mood you're in. Clinchfield, Clinchfield is all right, but the thing I find about Clinchfield is that it's very narrow, isn't it? There's a lot of tunnels. You can't get out of, because I like to sort of have a look round and see what's around us as we're driving along. I don't just always stick to the cab. I try to appreciate the route, and there's not often the opportunity on Clinchfield. So, but it's a good route though. I don't play it as often as I probably should. So we're just under a mile out of Gravesend. We're not bad on time, but we don't want to hold anybody up. What's the one in the desert again? Take your pick. So there's Sherman Hill, Cajon Pass has got a bit of desert. Cane Creek. Do you mean? I think you might be talking about Cane Creek, where there's a bit of something going on at one end. You have a long trip down to the other end, and there's a dinosaur park if you've unlocked the mastery tile. Is that the one you're talking about? That's Cane Creek. The one where you go through the tunnelled out rocks. Cane Creek, yeah. We've played that one on stream a long time ago. I should have made a list actually. I'd need to go back, but I should have made a list of all the ones that we played on stream, because I bet there's some things we've not even touched. And I need to go back and make a quick note and just give everything a first shot. Yeah, there are some long views on that. Some great distances. So after Gravesend, we're up the new part of the line that came with the extended South Eastern High Speed up to Dartford, and that's us. And that's been a pretty decent and enlightening, actually, rail tour. Just pop back in for this stop. No problem, Farah. Thanks, mate. Right, I've stopped terribly, but when we've got a red light right there, it's probably for the best to just drop a few points in the interest of not spadding. Let's make sure I've got that brake in initial as well for now. Sandpatch grade, yeah. Another one, another good one, especially with all its local DLCs. Alright, 6.3 miles up to Dartford. We've got a red light. So we're just waiting for this chap to come in. There we go. Yeah, nice station this one, you're right. Yep. Evening, Dave. How are you doing? Now, for everybody in chat, Dave used to run these on this line. Did you not, Dave? Back in the in your younger days. .33s and 08s, I think you used to drive, if I recall correctly. That's alright, Sprinter. And 47s and 09s, brilliant. I do like this zoomed in view as well, it's great this. It's brilliant when the zoom function came to consoles. I think we always had it partly outside, but we didn't have it inside like this, we couldn't do it. But when the new control scheme came out, we were able to do this, which is brilliant. No, it's been a good stream tonight. Thanks everybody for coming in once again. I've quite enjoyed it, actually. Agreed, Sprinter. Yeah, they are good. Started to train on the Class 73, but left for a better job and more money. Yeah, that's why I left the railway. It's a shame, really, because it's a great place to work, but needs must. So here we are, off to Dartford. Yeah, the windows... Is the window... Oh, the window's not open. I thought I'd opened it. I think I opened it on the previous parts of this rail tour. There's the line going up to St Pancras down there. We just travelled over. Dave, been making a new scenario, Peak Forest, been testing now. Okay, yeah. Yep. You spent 25 years on railways, took your pension, and now drive a bin lorry. Never been happier, yeah. 25 years, yeah. It's a decent stretch. You know what a great loco this is at speed as well, honestly. I just knew it had way more potential in it when we were running it on West Somerset. I remember on the forums I kept saying, can we not have it layered onto the Great Western Express? I think at the time that was the only sort of fast, straightish route that we had. I think I remember asking you, Dave, did it run on that line out of Paddington? And of course, even if it didn't, you could have it as a rail tour, couldn't you? Like this, a rail tour can go where it wants. So it's taken a while, but I'm really pleased that some of these older DLCs, and this is the oldest loco DLC, as I mentioned earlier. I'm sure it is. I'm sure this was the first loco DLC, but I'm pleased that they've not been forgotten about, and they're making a comeback, especially on one of the routes like this, which is a lot of players' most popular route. Puzzle Peanut says, does the game do it justice, Dave? I'm curious. Does the 33 drive like it does in real life, Dave? Can you remember? Did you drive long distances in it? I know you said you were at Who Junction and you used to go off down, you'll tell me what it's called in a minute, but there's a branch line we can't use that goes off to the left. You'll tell me what that branch line's called in a minute. It's in the game, just opposite Who Junction, but you can't drive on it. But I know you said you went down there, you used to go up and down. Is it something Island? You'll tell me now. I've probably got that horse about face. I'm probably going a little bit slow. The branch line is the grain branch line to the grain power stations. I've got you. I thought it was called something Island for some reason. The SEHS branch to Queenborough Power. Oh, we know about the SEHS trains. We were waiting for one for 15-20 minutes tonight earlier in the stream. Not a freight train, a passenger. Yeah, just before Sittingbourne, yeah. And that's where we were, yeah. So tonight we've done, how long have we been streaming? I can't see. It's over 2 hours, isn't it? We've done parts 1, 2 and 3. And that's how much playtime it's given us. 130 minutes, thank you, Farah. So yeah, over 2 hours, 2 hours 10. And that's just 3 parts of the rail tour. So that's quite good, isn't it? There's another, there's the reverse nighttime version of this, as I said. So, we can assume that that's another 2 hours. I guess it depends on the wait. We had a bit of a wait time, didn't we, with that Sittingbourne situation. But it might not be as long as that. But let's say, it's going to be in a good hour and a half, isn't it? Then there is the Medway Explorer as well to run with this one. So there's a lot of additional playability. So I'm hoping most of you guys own this and you can play it. Oh, the 33 is just like real life. That's good to know. As I've mentioned before, I did see one in BR Blue at the East Lancs Railway, and the driver let me have a look in the cab. And it's strange looking in a cab that you recognise from TSW and everything's in the right place. I tell you what though, it was a bit more worn. There's a lot of wear in here, look. But it was a lot more worn in his cab, in the real one. I don't think you can quite replicate that, can you? It was pretty tatty. Then again, they're quite old, aren't they? Quite old locos. Alright, this is Dartford. So let's get everybody off. And that is the Class 33 stream on South Eastern High Speed after today's patch. So yeah, it's been good. I've really enjoyed that actually. The time has just flown by. So thanks to you guys for coming in. Thanks for all the chat and the likes. That's all good. And we'll plan something else quite soon. We've got Glossop next week, so we'll be doing Glossop. As I mentioned earlier, I also want to run the Baby Bullet as well after last night when I ran it first time in a long time, and I really enjoyed that. So we might do a bit of Baby Bullet, I think, as well. We'll slip a Fern bus in at some point. So there's lots of good stuff to come. So keep your eye on the channel and the community posts. And yeah, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it a lot. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Talk to you again soon.